Hi there. Today I'm going to show you how to hardwire this Uniden R3 radar detector to your Volvo XC90 Spa chassis. At the same time, I will also show you how to install this amazing, absolutely amazing blend mount to your rear view mirror, which will get rid of not only obviously these wires, but also this suction cup that is not necessarily all that great. During summer months it falls off. It also looks kind of weird up here. So what the blend mount is going to do is it'll allow us to mount the radar detector right below the mirror using this guy for easier not only access but also easier view. Now, if you want your own blend mount, there's a 12.5% discount code that I included in the description if you're interested, but I really highly recommend it. Attaching this blend mount is actually very straightforward. It attaches to this gap that's in the back of your rear view mirror. So you essentially loosen up the main bolt, stick it in, then grab the supplied Allen key and tighten it to your desired spec. As you tighten it, you will notice that the device will actually touch the plastic cover of the sensors, but that's okay because the blend mount has these felt pieces which will prevent any rubbing. And after you've aligned it, you can simply slide the Uniden in. Check this out. And at least this part is completed. All right, so this is what it looks like if you were to choose to wire it like this. Obviously, we're not gonna do it this way. So the next step is we're going to route it somewhere along this way, down the pillar, down here, and down to the fuse box. Now, when you run these wires, obviously you don't want to run them across the A-pillar airbag because that's just simply silly and dangerous. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the A-pillar off and we're going to run it down the window and then across here where the airbag does not extend. And to do this, you take this little clip off. You can use your fingernail. See? It's a simple clip, and that exposes this 8mm bolt, which we're going to remove right now. Okay, it's pretty long, so don't get discouraged. It's gonna come out eventually. Next, this is attached with a couple of clips, so you should simply be able to grab it and pull. See, don't worry, you won't break anything. You gotta pull really hard. It's stuck in the edge. Keep pulling. Okay, we can now set it in a safe place. I also went ahead and removed this side trim here and here, which makes our lives a lot easier. So this is what it looks like with the A-pillar completely removed. And so the wire is gonna be run this way, down here and down to the fuse box, which is down here. And I'm about to show you that. So next we're gonna take this hardwire cable, we're gonna connect it.
Ouch!
Ouch, sorry. We're gonna connect it to the radar detector
This way.
and I'm actually going to loosen up the blend mount to run it in between to squeeze the cable just in case, and then run it up here through the mirror and find a nice wedge this way. So this is how I ran it. It goes up here, it goes underneath, gets squeezed by the blend mount right there, and now I ran it up here. Next is I'm gonna put it up here, run it against this headliner, and then back here. You can just pop it underneath that plastic trim. You could easily remove it, but there's really no need to. And then just grab your fingers and stick it underneath the headliner. All right, we got to the airbag bit, and again, look what happens when you run it this way. See, you cross the airbag, which is a huge no-no. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna run it down the window, maybe use this clip. Run it down here, and then we're gonna cross the airbag down here at the bottom. So again, so this is what it looks like. The cable goes down here, and then on this side, it's gonna go down the side of this trim And here we're gonna pop this side, which will expose the fuse box. A lot of people find this fuse box access difficult to access, but you just pull. And there it is. You could technically remove this trim. And now you can continue running your cables down here and onto the fuse box. To make things easier for me, I'm just gonna pull this trim out. That is held on a couple of these clips. If it gets stuck in typical Volvo fashion, like this one, just remove it and replace it. Removed, and just slide it in here, and it's good to go. Now to take the fuse cover off, there are 2 clips up top and 2 clips at the bottom that need to be released. So now we can snake this cable this way so we can easily hide it. And there are a couple of options of tapping into the fuse box. You have to do your research. Apparently, what I've been reading on the forums, and the top section turns off with the ignition, the bottom section stays live. So we're gonna stay within the top section. And I found out that fuse 13, at least in my car, is unused, even though all the fuses are taken. In my case, fuse 13, which is that one in there, is unused, and that's the one that I'm going to be tapping into. And for ground, we're going to be tapping into this bolt right there. And to tap, we're going to be using this fuse tap. There are many fuse taps out there. This is a pretty good quality. Again, I'll link everything in the description for you, but this is the one that I'm going to be using. It's got great reviews. A lot of Volvo people use it, so that's the one I'm going to go with. So in my case, the hardwire kit doesn't match with my fuse tapping kit, as I'm just going to cut it here and then connect it by inserting the wire here and squeezing it with pliers as best as possible. And just like that, we're ready. Okay, we're gonna use that handy dandy tool to remove the fuse, replace it in our tapper, and put it right in there. Perfect. And then the last step is to put the ground on under this bolt. And in case you're wondering, yes, this is a 7mm. Weird, Volvo, weird. Snake the bolt through the cable. Again, sorry I'm blocking the view. There we go. And we have our ground. Okay, the moment of truth. I am in the car. The ignition is not on. I have my key in my pocket. As you can see, the radar detector is not powered. Everything is taken apart. The fuse is connected. Let's see what happens when we turn the ignition. There we go. The radar detector powers off. It gives me the voltage also. That's how I set it up. Oh, it's actually a pretty low voltage. And what happens if I turn it off? Look, no camera tricks. Check this out. No camera tricks. This shuts off. It takes about 2 or 3 seconds for it to shut off. You can actually hear it in the fuse box. It's pretty weird. But I guess we're done. Look at this. Bam, and it's on. And then shutting it off takes a second or two, and it shuts off. Now I'm going to be using the same method to install my dash cam. I'm not going to walk you through it because it's pretty much the same thing, but I'm going to show you the final product before I put it all back together. And just real quick, for the dash cam, I went with this Crosstour CR900. It's got amazing Amazon reviews. It's pretty basic. I didn't want to spend $400, $500 on a Blackview or something similar. I just wanted something to record onto a micro SD, both front and back, 1080p. That's all I need. It's not like I'm going to be watching this footage every single day, but for me, this is enough. I also purchased this hardwire kit. I am going to link everything in the description, of course. So in case you're wondering, I've used both fuses 13 and 46. 13 was a heated steering wheel fuse. I do not have a heated steering wheel. 46 is driver's side front heating, and that also shuts off every time I shut the ignition off. And this is how I ran it in the back. I popped off this plastic. I ran this cable behind the plastic. Then I snaked it in here through this weather strip rubber thingy all the way through. It goes all the way through and it comes out under the headliner, and then I'm gonna snake it this way on the inside. But the worst part is behind us. Okay, what do you think, Violet? Are we done?
No.
We're not done yet. I'm gonna take you on a tour of everything that I've connected, show you how I did it, and we're gonna be ready to put everything back together. So this is where I wired my dash cam, and I'm actually gonna put the easy pass here, but I don't wanna put it up just yet, just to show you how the wires are ran. So the easy pass is gonna be here, so that's gonna cover some of the wires. The dash cam is a bit big, however, I like the fact that it's got a screen, and look, now it's showing the back view. You can switch it to front. So this is the back view now, sort of picture in picture. Then you switch it to, this is the front, and the big one window is the back view. You can switch it to just the front or just the back. So I think I'm gonna do both. I'm gonna do the front window here, or front angle, and look, it's very easy to adjust. You can just stick your finger in there and move it, but it also moves left and right. You see this camera? See this camera right there? Alright, so now it's centered. So I ran these wires this way, and I ran the radar detector wires this way as well, and they sort of meet in here. I tucked them under the headliner here. You can kind of see it here, but it's hard to see. And everything goes down in front of the airbag, so there's no interference with the airbag at all. And then everything goes down here to the fuse box. Again, I used fuse 13 and 46, I think. Heated front seat and heated steering wheel, both of which get disconnected as soon as you remove the key from the car, or shut the car off, actually. So I showed you what the back looked like with everything disconnected, but this is what it looks like. Nice and clean. You see this? The wire goes inside, it goes through here, goes through this tube, goes down here, comes out of the headliner, so you can see it here. Oh no, I tucked it really deep, and it goes around here, then it gets tucked in through along the headliner all the way down until it comes out here, and then here I actually go under the airbag. See, so right here it goes under the airbag, and it goes down, and then it goes down here. There's a lot of wires here because I have a lot of slack. This is the slack that comes from the back, so I'm just gonna loop it down here. So it's time to start putting things back together. The wires are neatly tucked in. I actually put all the excess in there, so that was actually nice and easy. Put the A pillar back in. Okay, you just kind of have to guide it in. Put the clip back on. All right, we're gonna start from the bottom up. The fuse box is closed. The wires are neatly tucked in. I actually tucked in the excess all the way down there, and I looped the wires here. The box is closed. We can push it back in. This is for your door sill illumination. We're gonna connect it next. And just push it back in place. Everything clips right in. And now the side trim, you can see the little insert that goes in the A-pillar cover. Let's get the weather strip out. And there's a clip here at the bottom that you simply push, and it's good. And finally, this cover, whatever you want to call it, and you're done. All right, and we're back in the car. Everything's put back together. I put my easy pass over the camera. I was able to actually tuck that sticker under the A-pillar, so that worked out well. It's raining outside, but it's creating a nicer mood here. Anyways, let's see if everything works. So the ignition is off. I just had it on, so that's why the screen is on. But check this out. I turn this knob. Everything should turn on. The Uniden turns on. Cross torque turns on. I already put the memory stick in, so it's already been recording for a while. I thought I would actually mind the size, but it's not bad at all. The passenger will see it, yes, but as a driver, look, this is me driving. You really don't see it at all. What's cool about this blend mount is, look, you're driving, you want to mute it, even though it's a very good radar detector and doesn't need to be muted this many times, but look, bam, super close to mute, and it's very, very sturdy, so it's not gonna wobble or anything. Blend mount is awesome. I really, really love it, and you can easily adjust the mirror in case you wondered. Speaking of mirrors, you can kind of see, can you see in the rear view mirror? You can see the rear camera. It's got a little red light in there, so that's kind of cool. It doesn't obstruct the view at all. I'm very, very happy with it. And at the end of the day, there are no wires dangling here whatsoever. So there goes the installation. I hope it was somewhat helpful to those of you who are looking to do something similar. Everything I used, I linked in the description, including that 12.5% discount for blend mount. If you are on the fence, don't be. I say do it because it's a high quality product, and it really makes the interior feel a lot more premium when you have your radar detector mounted the way it's mounted. I really, really like it, and I will use blend mount on all of my cars. Let me know what you thought of this video down in the description. Give me thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't, and as always, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.